Hello, everyone, and welcome to the What Can You Expect in the Month Ahead reading. My name is Arael, and this reading will be structured like any other pick a card reading. You pick a card, and then you just listen to the reading of your group. So, this reading will be comprised of 3 segments. They will be career, relationships, and money. What can you expect in each of those areas? What could change? What could be maintained? It's just a general overview. Alright, so without further ado, the piles are pile number 1, pile number 2, well, and card really number 3. So now I will give you some time so you can pick a card, and then I'll see you in the reading for your group. Hello, group number 1. The oracle card you chose is You Are Worth It. So this is a beautiful card. I'm a little sad the camera cannot capture the amount of color it has. It is very vibrant, very beautiful, and I don't know if you can tell, but this lady is holding a branch, right? In the sky you can see this beautiful blooming flower, which in its center it's yellow like a dawn, and here you can see a ship. Now if you look at this card, and what I like about this oracle deck is that everybody interprets it differently. So for instance, what is the ship doing? Is it leaving or is it coming towards you? What was your first impression, if you managed to see it, of course? Other notable features are just how many flowers this lady has on her hair. That's what the pink things are, flowers, which represent a little bit of this feminine energy, but also prosperity, calm, tranquility, like everything is fine. And I think everything really points out to the message, you are worth it. Whatever it is that you are afraid you don't deserve, you do deserve it. Be it a promotion, be it new friends, be it a gift, a happy life, a calm life. Whatever it is that comes to you this month, do not be afraid to embrace it, I think is what this card is trying to tell you. Oh, another very notable feature is the 7 candles that are right here on top of yet another beautiful flower. If 7 means anything to you, I know 7, the 7 days, the 777, all of those things. Anything could have meaning. Oh, and this is a little raft, like a tiny boat that landed on the shore. That may be where the lady is coming from, or it may be that the lady comes from inside the island. You can see this however you want. And don't be afraid to dream big, okay? You have a small flower here, but your dreams could be this huge, fantastic flower that could use the entire sky and be the dawn for you. It is behind the clouds, and yeah, so I feel like it represents like dreams, fantasies that you think you may think you're not worthy of them, but truth is you are. All right, so we're going to put this aside there, and we're going to shuffle some cards from my tarot deck, just to see. Okay, so we could start with career, which I feel is one of the most important parts of what's ahead for most of us. Okay, so overall, how is group number 1's career going to progress this month? What is the main energy of their career this month ahead? This month ahead. I'm sorry. Okay, so we have the Lovers, and let's get another one. The Two of Staffs, and I'm feeling a third one. I wonder why. That's a lot. And the Two of Cups once again. If you notice, you have two lovers, two staffs, two people, two cups, and we have two cards that could represent a joining, a union, collaboration. This is a project that is all getting thought up very throughout. Well, a project, a plan, an idea that you have been ruminating, that you have been planning, or even if you're like, well, I haven't been planning anything, your daydreams are a form of planning. People call it manifestation, right? When you just think about the things you want and you think how your perfect life would be. But that is planning in a way, right? So I feel like you're going to collaborate with somebody for something that may not yet come, and it may not be set in motion, but haste is never your friend. And this is a solid foundation. If you notice, this man holds the world in his hand. He has everything he needs to make this good plan. He's holding the staff and he has yet another. And the staffs are often associated with fire, which is the energy of projection. A lot of the time this is called masculine energy, but it is basically the energy of your will moves forward, of setting things in motion. The fire that trailblazes, that opens up a path in any forest, right? And this man is on high ground. He is also in a, where is it, stone, concrete building, overlooking this white landscape, which means you have the means, the information, and the resources to have a firm foundation for whatever it is that you're planning or may come. And looking at these cards, which this one in particular represents harmonious collaboration, it means that you will have no trouble. So whatever it is that you're thinking of embarking in this month, whatever it is that you're starting to talk about with your coworkers, whatever, anything will go fantastically. All right? This could also, but I feel it way less, but it could also mean that you're meeting somebody that may either be a great friend that you may click with, or the lovers, a budding relationship. But I feel more a project, given the fact that this is the central card. All right? Like collaboration, it might just be that this month, because you might be like, oh, but I work at McDonald's, okay? I'm a cashier in a drive-thru. I don't do projects. Well, then you will have a fantastic month. Your coworkers will be on point, everything will go great, and whatever you're thinking of will start to develop. All right? So yeah, overall I feel your career is great. I want to get another card because I feel like it's so nice. There's not much to ask, really. But it does seem a little sad that it only has 3 cards. Okay, so for a 4th card... No, you know what? I'm gonna leave it like this. It's good news and there's no need to make things longer than they are. Alright, so now... Okay, we can leave this here, maybe. Oop, it's a little... I'm sorry, This is a very scuffed setup. So I'm doing my best, but it took me like an hour just to understand how to use the application, the app for recording, and to like make a little makeshift stand for my phone. And yeah, so I apologize for the quality. Okay, so in terms of relationships, we could see relationships in regards to this career thing, because maybe these 2 areas will be like more linked than usual, because you go to work, you always have relationships with people, be it co-workers, clients, patients, whatever, right? So in terms of relationships, what will be the general energy of Group 1's month in terms of meeting people or maintaining relationships, breaking relationships up, whatever it is? What will mark this month for them in terms of relationships? Okay, we have... This is more harmony, friends, celebration, party. Whatever you set out to do worked out, and now you're celebrating. You're having such a good time. You see, there's these 2 friends, two. There's 3 people here in the back, but they're further away. So it might be that you're doing something with just one person, but that it goes fantastic. Oh, you can't really see, but I promise you this are 3 people. And there's like this little medieval fortress, which is funny because 2 to 4, it's 2 plus 2 or 2 multiplied by 2. There's a lot of 2 here. So you might be the bestie or a lover or whatever. Yeah, whoever you meet or you start these projects with or whatever, you're gonna have a fantastic relationship, a great time. It's going to be a party for you, whatever that means for you, okay? If you're a bookworm, you know, whatever it is that you do with other people that makes you have fun, it's going to be very harmonious, okay? Okay, so yet another card for relationships for pile number 1, please. And we have, oh, well, this is interesting, the 5 of Swords. Okay, so here I feel that maybe it relates to the You Are Worth It card. Because on first glance, I don't know if you can really tell, but this guy has like this winning smile. You might also see it as a chill smile, but it's more like, ha, I win. You see these guys win, they fought their battle, they're living, right? This is 2 guys, this guy's like crying. This guy's just living. The sea is calm. Whatever happened is already happened. You can't really see it, but this is the sea. And the sea tends to represent feelings, right? So like when you have a dream and there's a lot of water, that tends to be interpreted as your feelings. Or like, for instance, this is going to be a little off topic, but if you have dreams in which, I don't know, your shower won't start, or I'm sorry if it's a little gross, your toilet won't flush, or any type of piping doesn't do the thing, which is running water, it tends to mean blockages in your emotional state. And due to the state of the world in general, we all have a little emotional distress. Now, this card is way more airy, you know? Airy as in air, not eerie. So like here there's these clouds, but it looks like there's a lot of wind, you know? The clouds are like moving. And this guy's hair is also like being like moved by the wind. And the swords cut with judgment and words. The swords represent air, thinking. It could be logic, okay? And now in the card in particular, the 5 of Swords, this guy went to the side of a battle that's already over, emotions have cooled off, and everybody dropped their swords, right? But he's picking them up. And I feel that you feel like you're this guy. You feel like you're taking advantage of a situation instead of seizing a chance, you see? Like you're undeserving. Like you just got in there and like you don't deserve all of these cool, fantastic things. Maybe you feel that your partner was the one that did everything. Maybe you feel like your contributions were not enough, but they are. Everything you're getting, you deserve it. And I don't like the word deserve because people are like, people deserve housing, people deserve this. People don't deserve because that's made up. It should be like a truth, you know? You shouldn't have to be deserving. And I feel like that's the case here. Like, you're beyond deserving things, okay? You shouldn't feel this way because you are worth it. You did the work. This is equal, it's harmonious. This, nobody in the team or the friendship group or whatever it is thinks that you are undeserving. Everybody is happy with what you did. Because this card is a celebration of like everything, not just 2 people. Alright? And I don't know, it's just going great for you. This makes me so excited, really. Okay, let's get a 3rd card for the sake of consistency. Relationships for group number 1. 5 of gold. Now, gold, I don't know how you call it in English, but it's the suit of earth, basically, you know, material wealth. And while this card may not look extremely auspicious, what with this man who can't really walk, this person cold, they have no shoes, this one, nothing. They're barefoot on the snow, right? So it looks precarious, but if you notice, this right behind them is a solid building marked by abundance of the material sort, of solid foundations, right? And to me, at least, and to the person who taught me tarot, it looks like a temple. So these people are right around the corner to getting what they need. And if you'll notice, once again, it's two people. This card is also used to represent a little help from your friends, right? So it does fit in very well with the topic and with this card too. You feel like you're out in the cold, you feel like you're taking advantage of things, but it's not true. And whatever it is that you feel like you might not make it, warmth is right around the corner. But I feel it relates more to a little help from your friends. You may feel like you are getting helped, and that's the way you're taking advantage of things. Whoops. But even if you're being helped, it's reciprocal. What you're doing is equal to what the other person's doing. You are worth it. Okay? You are doing fine. You are contributing. You are an asset, not a weight. All right? I'm getting like you are worth it. Like, oh Jesus, I hate the table. Like realize already. Stop hating yourself. All right, so we have career, relationships, and now money. Because money is not always career. Sometimes there's a gift, or as surprising something. And money is, well, it's the basis of tranquility and for most people. So I feel like it's a very important axis of somebody's month. Alright, so in terms of money, what could mark the month for group number 1? And we have the Ace of Cups. Okay, you are chill. You are splendid. You don't really feel stressed out. And look, this little dove. Oh, you can't even see the card. I should check. Okay, let's just move this out of the way. Oh well, whatever. Right? So this cup tends to represent calm emotions, and I don't know if you can tell, but this cup is being held by a airy hand, like made of air. So it's like your emotions are flowing peacefully into this calm sea, okay, that is covered in lily pads, like the ones frogs sit on, and there's cute flowers in it as well. I don't know if you can see. Oh geez, I need to learn how to do all this. So it's the Ace of Cups, the decks in Spanish. And if you look at it, this little dove is like depositing a coin into it. I mean, it probably isn't, but that's what's sticking out to me right now, given the term, the topic of money. So I feel like while you may not get like a huge raise, oh Jesus, I'm sorry, I moved the table again, like a huge raise or a bunch of money, you'll be stable. Money will not be hindering your emotions, right? You're gonna have a fantastic month. The only thing that's going a little wrong is your self-perception, really. Or it may not be fantastic because this is general, but it will be calm. You will be around friends and people with whom you have peaceful relationships or harmonious ones. You can come to an understanding. I don't know if you can hear, there's like a truck beeping or something, I apologize. Yeah, so that. About money for pile number 1, well, card number 1 really. About their money situation this month. Oh, this one's good. It doesn't look good, but it is good in this. The 7 of, what is it, sticks? The 7 of wands, okay. So, once again, it's kind of like this, or this. It looks like it might not be great, because this guy's like, oh my god! You know, he's holding the staff like a quarterstaff, like he's ready to defend himself, to fight. He's sitting on a hill, okay, so he's like king of the hill. And there's all these sticks here, alright? So it might seem like he's getting attacked, but if you realize, he is so high, they can't really reach him. He is fighting a battle against nothing, basically. He's already conquered the hill. He's already up there. Okay, he doesn't need to defend it, to fight anybody for it. So maybe this undeserving topic, this I don't have what it takes, I am out here and I don't know what to do, I feel like I'm out in the cold. How do I deal with it? Am I dealing with it all correctly? like all of that. You're like having this fight, but the money is fine. You might just be a really stressed out person, or you may come from a more, you might be coming from a more, what is the word, destitute? I know, I feel like destitute might be too strong of a word, but you may be coming from a hardship. You may have grown up in hardship, or have had a hard moment because, you know, the world is not fantastic right now. And so you might feel like you have to defend what you have. But I feel like for the most of you, nothing is really threatening you. Well, you've already conquered the hill. You've already gotten there, all right? So once again, I feel like it's good. Like your emotions are calm regarding money. You've already conquered the hill, all right? And let's just get a third card for pile number 1 regarding their financial situation during the, yeah. Once again, the Knight of Cups. This guy, he's a knight. Look how focused he is on holding the cup. This cup will not spill, it will not move. This cup is perfect, it's as still as it can get. Once again, calm. It's funny that your money is like 33%, well 33.333, but you know, I mean 66, I can't. Because, you know, if you divide 100 in 3, you get 3, so 3 cards, you know, like 66%. Anyway, it's just cups, which are mainly emotional, and both of them are just calm, like you're flowing peacefully, you know, your cup is overflowing, your cup is calm, you're going somewhere with your career at a steady pace. If you notice, this horse isn't running, but it sure is moving, and a little, it's like it's moving forward, not really fast, but he's like a little flair to it, all right? This card also, much like the dove or the air hand, here, his helmet, it has wings. So I feel like it's a little bit of your mind as well. Like, even though you might feel troubled, overall, you know you're fine. In both logic and feelings. Deep down, you know you're alright. Because, for instance, here, it might be like a more arid look, but you're right next to the river. You're perfectly okay. You have water to fill your cup if it empties. You have a horse that will drink and keep carrying you. His robe is covered in red fish and cute waves, like, and you're like literally a knight in shining armor. So you're doing fine. You're doing fine. Your finances are doing just fine. They may be moving ahead slowly. You might be like, I've gotten nothing. I'm just living my normal money. But honestly, that's good. You're not doing less, you're not getting less. Whatever you're getting is great, and you'll be having a blast at work, I think. I don't know. Like, at least you'll have a lot of harmony with somebody at both work and personal life. And while you may feel like maybe you just feel like you don't deserve this nice life, but you do. You don't deserve it, you just have it, because that's how it is. That's how it should be. Okay, so I think I'll end it here. I hope I was clear enough. And the purpose of this channel for me is to both practice my tarot and my English. Because my teacher was like, just go out and do readings. But I'm really shy. I don't want to go up to randoms and be like, can I do a reading for you? So I thought of starting this channel, and I thought I'd do it in English, so I could practice my English. So if you noticed any issues, like if you're a tarot reader and you're like, actually, this interpretation is not great because of this or that, please do take the time to post it on the comments. And if you're like, actually, you used this word wrong, also, please. That would make me really grateful. So, without further ado, I hope I think you'll have a great month ahead. So, yeah, see you, hopefully. Hello, group number two, and welcome. So, the oracle card that you chose is Open Your Heart. I'm gonna try to show you. A little sad. I said this in group number one as well, that the camera doesn't quite catch all the beautiful colors of this card. So, I will now point out a few details that you may not notice from the card because of the camera. Okay, so first of all, the card depicts a woman being embraced by a swan who has the spirit of a man in it. Right? This woman is safe. She is amidst nature, under the embrace of the swan. The moon is out, but yet there is a light, and there is a bird flying here, whose name I don't know in English. I apologize. And so this woman is gorgeous, and she's enjoying herself. She is probably feeling pleasure, joy, love. This is like ecstasy, even. And of course, the message is open your heart. Now, in the guidebook, this card is all about love, letting love in as the primal energy of the world, as what makes things move. But I feel like regarding you, it might be that you're a little afraid of letting someone in, or it might be something smaller. Maybe an idea, maybe a thought, maybe I don't know. An example would be you're moving in with somebody, but you're super stiff and afraid. You don't know if you want to have to open your lifestyle, or maybe you don't want to try a new hobby because it doesn't fit this or that. And it's just about opening your heart. It doesn't have to be let in the love of your life. It can be a smaller thing, right? So you have permission to be afraid, and you have permission to be skeptical or skittish, but you shouldn't just close yourself off, okay? Don't be a coward. Just try. You might have been hurt before very badly. You might be full of wounds, but as cliches always say, right? If you don't try, then you'll never know. So open your heart, even if it's just a little. Let the light in. You'll never light up the chasm if you don't allow the sun to peek even just a little over the border, right? Over the cliff. It will forever be dank and cold and dark. All right, so yeah, open your heart is the vibe for you. So now, I mean, the first part I want to focus on is career, because I feel like that's super important to most people. And if you don't have a job or whatever, think of your primary activity, be it homemaking or going to classes or taking care of your mental health, because we're all in different places in this world, right? But it's your primary activity. I don't know why I felt I need to say that, but yeah. And so, what is the overall energy of this person's career or primary activity? What will mark this area of their life during the next month? Okay, I'm feeling the Queen of Swords. Okay, so first of all, a queen, all right? But the Queen of Swords is a little more strict than, let's say, other like other queens on the deck. She's more strict. The swords are often they're associated with air, right? Here you will see that she's elevated and that there's a lot of clouds, and the sword is all up in the air, right, pointing upwards, like as above, right? She's sending her thoughts to the above, so then they can rain on the below, I guess. Behind her, there's a path and a river, a calm river. There's some trees. She's abundant, but she's mostly in the air. She has her feet on the ground. She's not delusional, right? But she does mostly live on the ideas. Now, I feel like this is not so much dreams, but sharp wit, thoughts. Um, the swords are often more logical than anything, than dreamy. If you got swords and it was about an argument, that's going to be a strong argument, like a logical argument, like well fundamented, well made. If it were about public speaking, this would mean that you are going to communicate your message to perfection, that everybody is going to understand. If this is a fight, then your words will cut like swords, which is not ideal. Hopefully, don't hurt people when you're fighting. You'll regret it. All right, so I feel like whatever you might be doing with your career or your life, you'll communicate efficiently from a calm position. You might even be so in control that you have a little high ground in the situation. But I would like to clarify because this is so broad, yet so, well, it's both broad and specific. I don't know how to explain. Career or primary activity. Oops, my deck is going crazy. Career or primary activity, let's see. What else can we say? Another queen. Who are you? You got all of this feminine energy about enjoying life, about enjoying yourself, letting things in, be it even like sexy things, which I know is a like tough topic for a lot of people. Then you have the Queen of Swords, then you have the Queen of Gold. Now, if you notice, and I don't know if you can see very well, but this queen and this queen have very different attitudes, which is what I was saying. This woman is inwards. She's looking at her lap, at her goal, while this one is looking ahead. And you have both aspects in you. Now, this may represent people you know, or they may represent you, right? But the presence of these queens will mark your month in terms of either career or, your main. I don't know. This could even mean that you're getting a visit from extended family. As I said, it's a little broad. Now, the Queen of Gold is similar to the Empress, but she's more material and it's more about abundance than fertility, right? Things are coming in, while the Empress is more about creating things from oneself. I don't know. That I feel like that's not the best explanation. But honestly, I'm a little stumped. Um, like once again, who are you? Who are you? This is amazing. So yeah, this woman is looking at her lap. She's looking at the fruit of her labor. She's holding it tenderly. This is something she has worked for, that she has gotten fairly and nicely. If you look behind her, there's fields of wheat, there's flowers all around, there's a bunny. Her throne is carved with an abundance of figures, right? There's people, there's goats, there's carrots, there's things I don't recognize to be honest. And she is marked um by vines and flowers. This is not the energy of crazy growth, but rather of stability, of contentment with what we've got, which is a little like jarring in contrast with the Queen of Swords, who is so upright, looking forward, making sure her sword, her words, her communication are all sharp and ready to go. Okay, can I get another card to explain the connection between these two queens? Jesus, the Chariot. Oh, Jesus Christ. Once again, wow. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you're like one of those people who are called a powerhouse. Okay, so the Chariot. The Chariot tends to be interpreted as something that moves forward. However, you have to notice that there is two Sphinx. They're both different colors and they're both looking in different directions. And they're not moving. So this might be about making peace or between these two aspects of your powerful self or bringing them to a harmonious collaboration so then your chariot can finally depart. So you basically have so much. You're ready to go. All you need to do is get your things in order and depart. And that's it. And this is not a page. This is not like a tiny thing like the page of wands or whatever. This is the chariot. You are ready to go and to be unstoppable. Chariots were even used in war
to run people over. That's how powerful they were. Okay? I have a friend that plays this game called Warhammer, and there's units that are just chariots that just run people over, like just like that, and they're super strong. And so, yeah, you just have to bring these two powerful energies that might seem opposed in the beginning, like I said, jarring, but honestly, a solid foundation and a sharp mind, or this material ground and this elevated thoughts can be brought if you can bring them into like a synergy, then you can start your chariot. And as I said, the chariot's powerful, whatever project, whatever, I don't know. Are you trying to win, let's say, a legal case? You are going to be unstoppable. Unstoppable. Are you trying to get your mother in law to stop being a fussy person with everything you do? Then you're going to quite literally run her over. You just need to bring yourself, your, as I said, powerful self. You need to make yourself cooperate with yourself. Now, this might mean two people who are quite different that have to work together. But when I see open your heart, well, once again, this could refer to two people who have to make peace in order for the chariot to go. But it may also be just you, because if you see, this queen is focused on her inner self. She's focused on herself. She's looking at her goal, right? Well, this one is very strict, and none of them, she won't let people in because she doesn't want to, and she won't let people in because she's not even paying attention. So maybe open your heart is about leaving this defensive and inwards perspective so that your chariot, which is also the people, can depart and get where you have to go, where you want to go, or where you could go, because you can also choose to stay still. You are still a literal queen. This is your choice, but it will take a little bravery. And I feel like the result of it will be very nice. So it's up to you. There's no bad endings for you. It's just a thing of whether you want to stay or you want to stand up, get on the seat, and go somewhere for a ride. Alright, now, in terms of relationships, which I feel will link to this because damn, in terms of relationships, what would mark the month, the coming month for file number two? I am stumped, like insane. Okay, relationships for the coming month for file number two. Um, now, a few more cards. Okay, a choice. That's the Emperor. Judgment, Jesus Christ. I have to ask again, who are you? Just how much power do you have? The Emperor and the Queen of Swords are quite similar in the sense that they're both very stable, headstrong individuals. The Emperor is, however, of course, less mental. If you notice, she has clouds all over here, but he has mountains like that and a little river. His throne is way less ornate and way more square, which is usually associated with stability, the square, and it tends to be associated with masculinity. He also has rams here. Rams literally ram things. So if he wanted to, he could literally ram something, get things done. This fire projective energy is on there. He's got the orange and the yellow, and he's got water here. He's holding this little staff, and he has a crown that's decorated with a lot of jewels. This is a man that can get things done, but he might be really strict and a little too structured for you. Now, there's once again, I feel like you have to choose something, but this is more about your instincts, about your feelings. This is not such a logical decision. This is more, you feel a little lost perhaps because you can't really see. which side may yield more benefit to you in your relationships? I don't know. Maybe you have to choose between two people. Because the judgment can also mean that. I mean, if we take it literally, judgment, it would be to choose something, to deem something worthy or unworthy. Worthy or unworthy, it can be about redemption. Maybe someone's wronged you, and you have to pick whether or not you want to forgive them. It might be your father, or a boss, or someone with authority over you, but not a lot of it really, because there was two queens in career. You're not just anybody. I don't want to say you're not just any woman because I don't want to assume, but I feel like you're not just any woman. Okay, you're not just another girl in the crowd. You are well seated in your power. You're intelligent. You're abundant. The only thing that you may have is that you're a little slow moving, a little too cautious, maybe. So, whatever it is that you choose, people cannot run you over because you have the chariot. You have your throne, you have your wit. But this is up to you. If you look, well, I don't know if you can see, but in this one, the emperor is seated, but he's looking to the side. He's looking to that side, which is his right and the viewer's left. So he's not even that focused. So I feel like the choice is yours. You're the one doing the judgment. So whatever happened, you are the one in control here, I feel. Because remember, relationships and career, but these are often intertwined. Because where do you meet the most people? At work or during your primary activity, whatever that might be. Right? You might be a housewife and you may have this thing that you want to do, but your husband's kind of like not getting the vibe. It could be something as simple as that. Remember, general readings tend to be like, oh my god, you will meet the love of your life, because it's like the condensed energy. So it tends to be way more dramatic than our normal lives. So you basically, yet again, have a choice to make, but regarding someone else. I feel like this is more of a personal thing. This is more you, this is someone else, which makes sense because relationships. And so I'm going to move this over here. And once again, decision making is not for the meek. And while you may feel a little lost, perhaps, you are well equipped. And inside of you, you already know what's better or what would be more beneficial to you. Right? And I feel like this is just going to be a little redundant at this point. After the Queen of Gold, the Emperor. But in terms of your finances, your money this month, because we said career, relationships, money. So now comes money. What's the overall vibe of money for pile number two? Open your heart. Ah, the Ace of Golds. What else did I take? You're fine. Now, it might be important to notice that while there is gold here, it's one. You have enough, but you don't have like a crazy amount. You have more than enough for yourself. You are comfortable. You have this, you can't see it, but there's this beautiful natural fence over here, this path, these pretty white flowers, and there's not much else. This is just the ace is there, it's shining a little. You have more than enough, you're stable. Okay, so money for open your heart. Well, maybe open your heart has to do with this decision. Maybe you shouldn't be that harsh. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but perhaps you're going a little too hard because you're looking inward and you could run somebody over. but perhaps it is something more of you being defensive than what you actually want. Anyway, money, you're super stable. I mean, you're stable. You're stable. It's fine. I see your stability continuing because, once again, one of the most stable things I've ever seen. This is insane. This is absolutely crazy. And I would say, oh, I shuffled wrong, but I shuffled this 4 times after the last pile, and the last pile had none of these cards. None of them at all. So the King of Cups. I think they had cups, but not this king. Once again, could be a boss, could be your father, could also be a woman. It's more about the energy of being like, right? And much like the king, he's facing forward, while the queens were facing different sides. Like the chariot, I'm sorry, all of these cards are so powerful. I am a little stumped, and then I just remember things. And so, the King of Cups, he is seated on a block on the sea. In his emotions, and I don't know if you can see, but the sea isn't as calm. I mean, it's not raging with a storm, but it's not the calmest. There is a fish jumping, there's a ship over there with red sails, right? He's got 3 colors, remember. Colors were harder to come by when all of these things were done, like the original deck that became tarot. And this is a Rider White, but still it tries to use more of the original coloring. So this guy is like draped, like he's iced out, as the youth would put it, I suppose. Way more than the king of the emperor, I mean. And of course, he is in control of his emotions, but they're not his main focus. If you look at it, he's not even looking at the cup, right? The queens were both looking at their respective things, but this guy is not looking at his cup. He's looking to the front, and he looks a little guarded. But I feel like you'll do fine because you have an incredibly stable foundation. So whatever happens in this scene, his foundation will not falter. This guy is perfectly sitting there in his rock, which may reach down to the depths of the sea. And one last card for finances. Please and thank you. The Seven of Cups. Now that is a more normal card. Basically, what we've all heard, castles in the sky, but it might be an overabundance of ideas, which might also have to do with this choosing, getting things online with the chariot or the well choice right here. But this is more creative with all these queens and the emperor and the king. I've been getting this vibe of a person that's more established in their ways. Like you may be the matriarch of a family, right? Like you might be a boss. You might be a strict homemaker, something like that. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of ideas in maybe maybe you have like what people call hustles. Like perhaps you have your own way of making money. Perhaps you don't work for anybody and you're going to have a lot of ideas. But don't get lost in the ideas, right? Because you have them all but they're up in the air. You'll need to exert your judgment and not lose sight of whatever goal it is that you have, right? You need to cut through these dreams and see what really lies there for you. But overall, you're fine. You don't have to worry about making rent. Yeah, that's what I see for you, pile number 2. I am sorry if maybe it felt a little like I kept going back to things, but honestly, I don't think I've ever seen so many royals in one reading. This is actually very crazy to me. They're all very broad and powerful cards, so yeah. But I hope I at least helped a little, or well, at least you had some fun, maybe. Yeah, well, thank you, and hopefully see you soon. Hello there. If you picked card number 3, then this is your pile. So the oracle card you chose is Contemplation. which is this is a gorgeous deck, and the camera doesn't quite catch all the colors. Neither does my holding card skills. I hope you can see. We have a woman with a crown that is made of this like ethereal butterfly peacock. She has a lion on her. A bunch of lions actually. There's a lion there, oof, a lion there, and a lion there. There's three lions. She's looking at a beautiful sky. She's surrounded by butterflies and all kind of flying animals in a field of flowers. This card, I feel, speaks about your inner world and how wonderful it is. It might be something more of a, it's kind of more like a hermit vibe, but more intuitive and creative than ruminating. Your inner world is flourishing, is full of things, of beauty, of strength, of freedom, of ideas. So it might be that you're a little more introverted this month, more isolated, or maybe that's what you need. Maybe it's advice. Maybe you've been out and about, maybe due to work or friends or whatever, and you need to regroup and recuperate. You need to contemplate. Maybe there's a matter weighing on your heart, and you will need to look inwards to solve it. So yeah, but it's all about your ideas, your fantasies, your dreams, your daydreams. And all of these animals make me feel like you have what it takes, I guess. Like your inner world is so abundant and beautiful. Maybe you're like a writer or something, I don't know. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to tackle career because I feel like it's something super important to most people, right? Like, where is it going? What's going on during the next month in your career? All right, for pile number three, contemplation. What is like the overall direction of their career? I don't know why I said direction because I keep seeing vibe in the other file. Whoa. Okay, so you got two cards at once. You have the star, which is a little bit of mysterious, and the strength, which has lions. I actually thought of the strength a little when I saw this woman and this lion, but then I thought I was reaching, but maybe I wasn't. And let's just get a third card here for your career. The world. Goodness. You basically can go anywhere, but it will take a little, like, finicky things. Like, not finicky as in physically finicky, but you might need to navigate certain dangerous details, like important details, perhaps. Perhaps. Now, it's going well, I feel. Like, if you see this lady, she has the infinity on top of her, and she is handling the lion. He is just sitting there, his tail between his legs. He is no problem for her. She is holding his mouth closed and his tongue is out. But she's not exerting a lot of strength, or it's not taking her a lot of effort to subdue this lion. So, whatever it is that you need to navigate, if you do it steadily, you will get there. Right now, you have the literal world. Um, what else can be? So the world represents cycles, right? As you can see, the different aspects of it. There's a person, an eagle, a lion, and an ox, I believe. Now, the world is beautiful, it's complete. Now, it might mean the end of a cycle, but it might also mean that whatever you're handling, because I don't want to say struggling or dealing with, I feel like you're handling it. Um, it can go anywhere and everywhere you want it to, and you can take it where you want. Not only because you have the strength, the capacity, the calmness to subdue the lion, right? But the star is shining upon you. You nurture both the emotions and the world. You have a foot on your emotions and a foot on the world, your head in your star. You are literally, it's very well aspected. It's going well. Honestly, I feel like everybody's been doing well. Okay, so that's in terms of career. So you're navigating something, but you will get there. And then you can either end or continue. It's fine. The world is yours to go anywhere. Right. So in terms of relationships, I feel, however, that this is more of a solo project because with the other piles, the first pile, all the cards had two people, right? But you have just one woman each. Just like contemplation, it's you and the animals. You and your instincts. The animals tend to represent instincts. And here we have three animals, well, four if you count the person. This girl has the lion. And in the star, there is a little bird over here. And well, in contemplation, it's covered in animals. It could be a beautiful zoo, and there's insects too. So I feel like this is more of a solo thing. Like, I don't feel like you're going with a team at it. This is you navigating this and you making the decisions. Okay, so in terms of relationships, and I said that, I thought of that because relationships, because they tend to be connected with career or work. Because, you usually have coworkers or whatever, but this is your thing, I feel like. Okay, so now, relationships for pile number three, the contemplation. What can they expect of the next month? Contemplation. Relationships? Yeah, they're offering you this cup, but you don't give a damn. It's a four of cups, by the way. I feel like you're just not that interested in relationships right now, in general. Like you're doing your thing, contemplating your emotional stability. You have three cups. You don't want somebody else's. You're doing your own thing. In relationships, for pile number three, contemplation. Oof. Hey, the two of goals. Relationships for pile number. You may not want to juggle. You may not want anymore to juggle because well, the lion is well handled. It does take both your hands. So maybe you're too focused on your career to want, not to focus, it's never wrong to focus on oneself, but you're focused on your career and you don't want any more things on your hands. And you may not want the emotional turmoil that may come with it. I mean, I move my hands like this because behind this guy there's a sea that rises like hills. So it's not extremely calm like these cups or the star. So you may feel like relationships may disturb you, your vibe, whatever it is that you're doing, and you don't want that. That's what I'm getting. And remember, relationships is not only romantic; it also means friendships and hangouts and coworkers and whatever else. So relationships for pile number three, contemplation. I want one more card because I like threes and nines. Oh, the Ace of Swords. So whenever you have to deal with people, you will deal with them efficiently because swords are about air and communication. They can cut, they can pierce, but they can also knight somebody, right? So I feel like you won't be hassled by having to draw inwards. You will be clear and efficient in dispatching even this whatever attempts at this offer of a cup. It will be clear, it will be a clean cut. You don't need to worry about messing it up or it being like when you ghost somebody. And I know that makes me sound like a terrible person, but I'm the kind of person that struggles with no, correct? So sometimes the only way I have, because I choose to have the only that way I guess, is to ghost. But you won't do that. You just go and say it in this case. Or maybe that's the advice. Because you don't want to do this, it's too much turmoil that could come. You're chilling, you're doing your own thing, you have enough on your plate, you have enough joy, you have enough drink in the sense of relationships, and you have the capacity to communicate that and make sure nothing disturbs you. So in relationships, well, there's not much because you're choosing for it not to be much. You're in contemplation. You're looking inward and upward. You're not looking outward. Inward and upward, not outward. I'm sorry. Yeah, now finally, in the area of money, I'm, I guess there won't be much of a change for you really. Because you're working on something. Once again, this woman, when I said about the instincts, like maybe you're grappling, well, not grappling because you got it. She even has a little, um, these things you tie on your dress, an apron that is made of flowers. You're doing fantastic. You're dealing with it with your instincts or somebody else's. So I feel like maybe you're rejecting someone or, you know, ending something, but not really ending. Just not letting things in because you are focused on whatever this lion is. Okay, and then for money, we have, oh, you are doing fantastic. This is the king of a coin. He is as abundant, well, not as abundant as contemplation, I guess, but he's doing just fine, okay? If you notice, he's sitting there, but his foot here, let's see if I can put it over there correctly. Oh man, this is way harder than you think. Whoop. So he's just chilling, but he has an armored foot on top of a defeated foe. This man can and will go to war, but he's comfortable where he is. If you notice, his vestments, his vêtements, are covered in little grape designs, which is wine and enjoyment, right? And much like the queen, he holds only one coin, but his surroundings are so abundant, he doesn't need to be holding every coin. He's doing just fine. So you're abundant, you're doing just fine, and we have this vanquish foe or control of something or somebody twice. So whatever is going on, you probably got a very good handle on it. Very good. Okay, so money. Oof. All right. You see? Jesus. You worked diligently. You worked diligently for the coin you got. Maybe someone's offering you like a long-term partnership of something and you don't like it. You don't want it. It doesn't have to be a romance. It could be like a business deal or you got that friend that is like, "Oh, let's start our own enterprise or whatever." And you don't want that. You work by yourself to get here. It could be like, let's say you were an older man who worked his whole life, you're doing just fine, and then somebody starts asking you for money. Like, oh my god, uh, I don't know, I want to move in with you, or I need this much money for my project. And you're like, actually, no, I don't want to participate, and I don't feel. You see, because you have a lot of abundance, but there's not a lot of giving. So maybe you're just holding your peace. I don't want this. And that's it. I don't want to invest on your startup. I don't want to. That's it. You're just keeping your money there. And you're abundant enough, too. You've already done your work. This guy is way younger than this one. You did your work. And then finally, we got the Empress. Oh, this was the Eight of Gold. Once again, the Empress and the King of Gold. That's pretty nice. Well, they're not an exact match. Um, they're kind of on the same vibe. But the Empress is more about fertility than abundance. You see, because she doesn't have gold, she has wheat. But they're dressed quite similar too. She got this dress covered in little flowers. They're holding the same type of scepter as well. Only hers is wider and it has green. This one has a bigger bowl at the top. But yeah, in your finances you're doing just fine. But you're sitting on them. You've already done your work. You may do investment, you may own property. something of the sort. But yeah, your finances are staying just fine next month. And that's all I have for you. I'm sorry it was a little short, but I feel like you have your life so figured out. Like you are so secure in your everything, really. Like you're just chilling with yourself, doing your own thing. But you can have the world, should you choose to have it. However, you may feel with all of this like you don't need the world. You don't want this world because you already have so much. Maybe you're like, it's not worth the effort. It might not be worth the effort. But you may just be, sitting on the opportunity because you know it won't go away. You're just thinking about it, whatever this might be. You're contemplating whether or not you're willing to get off your throne and go put in more work than you already have when you don't actually need to. You could have more, but do you really need to or want to? I feel like that's a question you might be pondering. And that would make sense with this guy holding, he's holding gold, but it's like juggling, like making a choice, like picking something. Yeah, that is for real all I got for you. Thank you for being here, and I hopefully will see you again sometime.